This might be perfect timing for DeMaurice Smith to promote a book reflecting on his personal journey and tenure as executive director of the NFL Players Association. Lloyd Howell, elected in 2023 to replace Smith, resigned last month in disgrace. JC Tretter, the former center and union president turned chief strategy officer, also stepped down. With questions swirling over a lack of transparency in the election process and arbitration rulings kept from the membership, the union is mired in a mess as David White steps in as interim executive director. Smith's book, Turf Wars, The Fight for the Soul of America's Game, released August 5, is a coincidence rich with irony. Leadership is a central theme. My hope is that the players learn from this and spend time in ruthless introspection about how they got here, Smith said, adding that change must start and end with the players. The turmoil was magnified by Pablo Torre's revelations of a hidden 61-page arbitration ruling from 2022 alleging collusion by team owners, another ruling accusing Tretter of urging players to fake injuries, and a conflict of interest from Howell's consulting work with the Carlyle Group. Then came reports of Howell's expense claims for strip club visits. Smith wouldn't address specifics due to a non-disparagement clause but stressed the urgency of preparing for the 2030 CBA expiration. White, formerly head of SAG-AFTRA, faces teaching a generation of players what a labor union is meant to do. When Smith took over in 2009, owners were already preparing to lock out players, making the fight obvious. He led the union through 2 long CBAs, the latest in 2020, which included the controversial 17th game. The NFL's push for 18 games could surface before the current deal ends, and leadership instability only strengthens the league's hand. Smith regrets drifting from his teaching focus after 2017 and urges players to revisit the roots of their history, citing legends from Bill Radovich to Reggie White. Asked if he'd return on an interim basis, he laughed off the idea. He did, however, pledge to be a resource for White, noting how much he wished he could have spoken with his own predecessor, Gene Upshaw. He points to the NFL's recent acquisition of 10% equity in ESPN as proof of the sports business scale and warns that Roger Goodell's past remarks about players' revenue share being too high are likely part of early messaging for the next labor war. NFL players, Smith insists, need to set priorities quickly and prepare for a fight that is already on the horizon.